Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Amma ba'd. Welcome to the R2F pop-up show. We have some interesting developments that we felt the need is opportune time to address it. We've primarily been ignoring a lot of the stuff actually, but we felt these recent things that are popping up that we need to address. One, because our organization names being dragged into it and people are trying to use it for their own benefit, so we have to address that. And just because it's, people need to be told sometimes about the wackiness of these crazy cult leaders, this cult family. So Mubarak, our other co-host, should be popping on anytime soon. So real quick, I got a quick announcement for anybody that's watching. From the Pakistan area, Pakistan, India, wherever. If you're from Pakistan and you have experience or knowledge of the dealings and the spiritual abuse and the other abusive, negative behaviors and actions of Mubarak Gilani or the Gilani family in Pakistan, whether you're a servant or someone who is close to the family or anything like that, please come forward. We are starting to get stories and stuff from people that know the inner workings of what happened actually used to go on in that household. So please come forward so that we can corroborate some of these incidents that have been happening, especially if it relates to any type of sexual abuse or sexual inappropriateness, those types of things. You could have been a servant. You could have been someone that's a friend to the family. You could have been someone that was allegedly getting, some kind of curing or prescription from the false Sheikh Mubarak Gilani. Please come forward because you could help a lot of people that are still being abused by this cult in TMOA. So with that, we got our co-host here. So let's see here. You should hop on in a minute. Co-host. Yes. So I guess we can get right into it. I guess the first thing we're going to look at is the letter that Naima or Sultan, I guess she goes by, wrote to the TMOA community.
Okay.
This boo-hoo, put some tears in your eyes, woe is me letter.
All right. Here we go. Can everyone see this?
Yep.
No? All right, cool. Hold on. Assalamu alaikum. It deeply saddens me to see what our Murshid's community is going through today. The same community that was taught to love the Holy Prophet ﷺ and the Ahlul Bayt are now the ones who are afraid to speak up for the Murshid that was their doorway that led to the Prophet ﷺ's court. Okay, again, the Holy Court, not a thing. Your Murshid's house, the very quarters where he resided, and from where he got his community had been without electricity for 2 months. Yet no one showed any concern to light it up till it was brought to the community's awareness. Alhamdulillah, a few people have reached out to help light his quarters up, although they do not want to be named due to fear. In the words of someone from R2F, welcome to TMOA. All right, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Like how many people have been without electricity or probably are still without electricity because of the commands of your Murshid. And it's funny because just real quick, as far as we know, no one lives there. So who cares if the lights are out? Right? Like what? Yeah. Who cares?
I mean, well, obviously she does, and Fatima cares about it because she was there trying to open the door. It got locked out.
Do you remember we used to get we seen some messages? I forget what they were raising money for. Oh, no, it was for the Eid. It was a mandatory Eid that they all had to travel for, and they specifically said in one of the messages, even if your lights are going to get turned off, make sure you use your funds to travel to New York for the Eid.
Yep. So I mean, their priorities are obviously more important than your priorities, especially for a house you're never gonna go see or overseas. The community was once a group of people who rallied to assist their Murshid and his family. But now there is fear and resentment. I ask you, what is this fear about? What is being said to people that is making them so scared to even help the Murshid's family? She's begging for money like they all do. This is... we are able to see the double standard in this, that you say you love your Murshid, but don't care to even light his house. I mean, he's passed on. So, I mean, anyway, that you visit numerous times over the years. It's not true. A lot of folks did not visit overseas. I have it on first-hand account that Mubarak Gilani was like, don't be sending anyone over to my house. Yeah. so you actually discourage that. So that's not true at all. Did our blessed Prophet Muhammad singled out his family members when he said, I am leaving for you two precious and weighty gifts, that if you adhere to both of them, you shall not go astray after me. They are the book of Allah and my progeny, that is my Ahlul Bayt. We were taught to love all Ahlul Bayt equally. No one is above the other. Is that not what Islam is about? Did your Murshid teach you to discriminate among the Ahlul Bayt, his children, his wives, to extend more respect to the... Okay, hold on. Just because you marry Mubarak Gilani does not make you Ahlul Bayt. That's not how it works. Like, Noor, you're not Ahlul Bayt. All right. So you being Sayyida Noor Gilani, you're not Sayyida. All right. They haven't even proven they're Ahlul Bayt.
And on top of that, not only is that Joan made up, about the second part about leaving the Ahlul Bayt, actually it's the Sunnah. Actually, they somebody did a little switch and swap with that joint, and they keep running with it. They should have authenticate that before they mention it, but it serves their purpose, so they're going to keep running with it. It sounds like
says Ahlul Bayt. There's one that says Ahlul Bayt, but it doesn't say it in that form. It says, and remember the rights. I remind you, or something like, I remind you of the rights of my family. It doesn't say like that. That one has Sunnah, but go ahead.
Yeah. But these people sound like they are practicing some religion called Ahlul Bayt, and not I mean, I'm trying to find the Islam in any of this, but it's just talking about Ahlul Bayt, a bunch of people who are not even descendants of Rasulullah. Just, I mean, that's the sad thing about it. These Negroes ain't even descendants of Rasulullah. So why they shouldn't even be mentioned.
Well, I mean, according to them, they are. Even though we've asked numerous times to prove their lineage, and they just kind of just ignore that. And no, but because and I don't know if people know this or not, but if you Google Sayyida Fatima Gilani, there's like 100 people that just spawn up. So I mean, like, are all of them Pakistani and Ahlul Bayt?
Gilani's like Smith in the United States. In Pakistan, Gilani is equal to Smith. Everybody got the last name Gilani. Doesn't mean they're all Ahlul Bayt. Everybody in Pakistan claims to be Ahlul Bayt, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say that Mubarak Gilani is a descendant of Rasulullah. Naima, you are not a descendant of Rasulullah. It doesn't matter how many Ahlul Bayt you marry, you will never become Ahlul Bayt. It doesn't matter. You can marry 20 of them, you will not become Ahlul Bayt. Zainab Adams, you are not Ahlul Bayt. None of Mubarak Gilani's wives are Ahlul Bayt. Because if we want to go that way, when does it stop? Does it stop when you divorce them? Or does it stop when he dies? Because he has wives that he's divorced. Did they remain Ahlul Bayt? Did they remain Ahlul Bayt after they remarried somebody? Did they remain Ahlul Bayt after they apostated? Like, come on. I mean, you're not Ahlul Bayt. I mean, does every paragraph literally have Ahlul Bayt in it? Or, like, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Just about. To extend more respect to one rather than another, all of your Murshid family members should be equal to this community. Discrimination is not the Sharia, and your Murshid has never taught us to go against the Sharia. Yes, he has. You do not know about. Hold on.
So the whole problem you're in, Naima, is because your late husband wrote a will that was against the Sharia and cut all of you guys out of it. The very dilemma that you're in is because he violated Sharia.
Exactly. Especially
the Mujaddid of the century.
Yeah.
And the 60th or the 600th or whatever Sultan he is, or the 600-pound Sultan, whatever.
And then so it says,
Hey, yo, this is a pop. So do pop-ups have different rules? I mean, this is a
Yes.
Yes.
yes, you are allowed to say the N-word, all right? All right?
Pop-ups are informal conversations.
Okay.
You can say it. All right. So first of all, like a couple months ago when Fatima Gilani had her video, she was like, I know that my father would never go against the Sharia. This is not what he did. And then she was like, yeah, so I wasn't in the will. It's like, oh my god. Oh my god. All right. Your Murshid is definitely not happy with the way things have turned out within the family. And those trusted to keep the family together are the ones who do not have the best interest of the family at heart.
Let's pause right there. Hold on. Let's pause right there for a second. She's speaking as if he's somewhere looking, watching. I'm sorry, but he's dead. He doesn't have a clue what's going on. He got his own issues to deal with. I'm sure he is.
He got 99 problems and your family ain't one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, sure. So he does not know. In case, okay, let's get serious for 1 second. Just in case someone thinks that he's dead now, so he's more powerful than ever, he's watching over you or something like that. No, every person, every human being has the limitations of being a human being, which means you can't hear over long distances. You can't see over long distances. You can't teleport, things like that, unless you have the help of the jinns or something like that. But the biggest thing about that is once you die, once your oxygen source is cut off for a certain amount of time, your body will then shut down. It cannot live without oxygen. And when your body shuts down, your soul will then leave your body. Also, if you bleed out, if your blood, you lose too much blood, your body will then shut down, and then your soul will then leave your body. If your body takes on certain damages, I'm being very trying to get the point across. Basically, he died, and he's dead, and so therefore his soul left his body. Once your soul leaves your body, you cannot do anything about this world. You cannot enact anything. Once you, especially after you're buried and the people walk away, it's over. He cannot do anything. He's not coming to you and telling you stuff in dreams. He's dead. He's gone. He cannot make any sort of decision for himself to better or worsen his position. Once he died, whatever he earned is what he got. Whatever punishment he's going to get is between him and Allah. Whatever he earned, whether Allah will accept his deeds or not, is between him. But there's nothing he can do. The only thing that he possibly could earn in good or be punished for is whatever he taught his children or left them. If they are following the Sharia and practicing Islam, then he would get the good reward for their works. Or if he taught some people some bad things and they continue to do them, then it would get tacked on to his bad records. But as far as him looking down and thinking one thing or the other, that's not happening. So that's not part of Islam. If you believe that, then you're giving him some attributes that belong only to Allah, because Allah is Al-Hayy. He's ever living. He doesn't die. So Gilani, on the other hand, is a human being and he's dead. So you probably should have had someone check this letter before you wrote it for shirk, because there's some in it right there. So let's just pretend that you didn't know, and we'll just kind of have you redact that.
Then she says, she's like, there's a mission of, because it's contradictory in this last sentence in this paragraph. She says, and those he trusted to keep the family together, Noor, right? Zainab, that's what she's talking about. So you just confirmed that, yes, he did leave her in charge of everything. So you guys cannot go back and say, oh, no, he didn't do that. She's making it all up. It's all a lie. He didn't write that will or say she's in charge. You just confirmed it, that he left her in charge and trusted her to take care of the family. and then you say she don't have the best interest of the family at heart. Well, she has some family at her best interest, just not your side. You should have taken some preemptive measures like Noor did and securing the bag.
She stole your Baba's love. Tough. All right. All right. Where is the shura that was set up by your worship to help solve matters at? Why are they so silent? The shura should be reaching out to all family members to give suggestions to solve the matter rather than just listen to one side and form a biased opinion. Who taught the shura to discriminate between the Ahlul Bayt? Well, it would be your husband, as
yeah, so you don't know. Hold up, she doesn't know who taught the Shura Council. That's great. We're here to help lots of people know exactly who taught the Shura Council and many other things that go on in TMOA.
Yeah,
it's a man by the name of Mubarak. I hate that he has my name. I really hate it. Mubarak Ali Shah Gilani, and he adds a bunch of things onto that, but he's a rather portly guy who lived in Pakistan. He married a bunch of young girls. He's an old man. He claimed to be a sheikh. You might know him. He's the one who taught the Shura Council. Every single person on the Shura Council is either his son or someone who claims to be an ardent student, talib, follower of his. You can't even get on the Shura Council without being one of the main adherents to the teachings of Mubarak Gilani. So that's who taught the Shura Council. That's who taught him. So they are literally the product. You're seeing the product of his teachings. They do whatever the F they want to do based on their feelings, based on who they're close to, based on what they can get out of the deal, or based on keeping their own backside in the Jamaat, or not getting put outside, or based on clout chasing. It has nothing to do with the Sharia. I'm sorry to inform you, the Shura Council has not one thing to do with upholding the Sharia or anything for the betterment or the benefit of the Muslims or TMOA.
Never even simply, TMOA, yeah. And it's sad that she literally grew up in this, and it's whatever trauma or whatever she's been through. She has a really sad story, but she has no clue about TMOA, because anybody else living over here can tell you the Shura doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Noor has been in charge of the Shura ever since its existence. Mubarak Gilani has been in charge of the Shura ever since its existence. The Shura Council, which Shura means council, so the council in a reality is supposed to be where a bunch of people come together, give their opinions, opposing opinions, maybe there's a majority vote, and they come to a consensus or a mutual agreement, or they advise a leader, right? Something like that. That's not what happens. The Shura Council is there to carry out the orders of the Imam or the Amir of TMOA. They're not there to hear grievances. They may be like, they'll deal with little tiny stuff on the local level that, Mubarak Gilani didn't want to deal with, or Noor didn't want to deal with, or maybe it rose above the level of like the local administration. Then they will kind of deal with it. Most stuff they didn't deal with. This is why you see women that were married to abusive husbands for years and years and could never get a divorce, just getting their behinds kicked every single day and can't get a divorce, can't get out of the marriage, right? Because they don't deal with situations. So it's funny because I'm not gonna say funny. When I say funny, I mean it's ironic. It's ironic because there's so many people in TMOA that have begged the Shura Council to handle their situations. This is going on. I need your help. I need you guys to do this. I need you guys to intervene. And they haven't, and they won't. And now you're in a position where you're asking these same people that really haven't helped anybody ever since their existence, and now you're begging them for help, and you don't even know enough about TMOA to know that that's never going to happen.
Shura Council, basically, I would like to know one person, one story, one account where someone had a legitimate dispute or anything that you would bring to a Shura Council, and they actually left and was like, wow, alhamdulillah, the Shura Council really settled this and made the situation better or helped. I have never heard anyone mention the Shura Council except for in a negative way. It's positive when they say, oh, I'm gonna take this to the Shura Council. I've never heard someone say, yeah, I dealt with the Shura Council and it was great. Alhamdulillah for the Shura Council. It's never happened. Because if you ever have to deal with the Shura Council, you're in trouble.
Yeah,
that's like you're standing before the court, before the judge, trying to figure out what your bail is going to be, or trying to figure out sentencing. That's the only time. You're never going to have a positive experience with the Shura Council. All they do is
the
basically
Qadis have complained, like the Qadi Mahmoud and Qadi Dordana, even they complain how the Shura Council doesn't follow them or doesn't follow Islam when they tell them rulings. So like we had it on recording where they would call, they would want a specific ruling or want to do something and see if there's like some kind of Islamic like precedence or loophole that they can do what they want to do. And then the Qadis would give them the answer, then they would just do whatever they want to do anyway. But if the Qadis had some kind of answer that agreed with what they want to do, then they would say, oh yeah, the Qadis told us this. But if the Qadis didn't agree with what they were doing, they would still do it anyway, but just leave the Qadis out of it. Like, so like they're not following Islam, they're not following Sharia. So your pleas are falling on deaf ears there.
It shouldn't be surprising. You're wondering who taught the Shura Council this. They're not. The Shura Council clearly to you, ma'am, is not following Sharia. Well, they learned that from their most perfect murshid, because he didn't even follow Sharia when he left you out in the cold and left you broke with nothing and gave someone else, the other wife, $5 million to run with. Even if he thought, okay, maybe she's going to distribute it. I mean, he had plenty of time and resources or whatever. He could have just simply done it the correct way. And you would think the Mujaddid of the century would do things. I mean, I'm talking about basic 101 Islamic things correctly. And he failed to do so. I don't think it was an accident. I think it was, well, Allah knows best what it was. But the point is, it's not according to Sharia. Whether he did it intentionally, by mistake, was forced, Noor, twisted his arm, put a pillow over his head and made him sign it or whatever. I mean, we don't know. All we know is Noor got the bag and none of y'all are getting any of it. That's the fact.
He does not care. Okay. Go away, Dad. I can't see. Why do people get to disrespect a few of your Muslim family members and no action is taken against them? But if it's selective Ahlul Bayt, people get thrown out of the community. People are being thrown out of the community for standing up for some of us. This division and this discrimination against some of your Muslim family is unjust and is a reminder to us of an incident that happened years ago. Karbala.
Really?
This is
really your family's being massacred. Your family's being massacred. Are you really comparing the lights being off in a vacant house and you getting beat over the head over some inheritance money to a massacre?
Yes.
Where people were actually killed and were fighting for their lives. So no, you're not fighting for your life. And I mean, why did you leave Pakistan anyway when he was on his deathbed? Because he died shortly thereafter. I mean, within the year. So I mean, were you just visiting, traveling, or whatever? I don't know. So you're not exempt here either. You if you were so worried about that house being maintained, I mean, it's empty. There's no one in it. Or is there anyone in it? Maybe there's someone living in it. I mean, maybe the flood victims are in it now or whatever. But the point is, the lights are out. All right. Okay, the lights are out. I mean, that you can compare the lights being out there to Karbala. You're comparing. I mean, you're over here, and I'm pretty sure that you're not starving yet, or dying of thirst yet, or you're not on the street yet, or anything like that. So, I mean, you're just pretty much. Guess what? You're pretty much in the same situation as probably majority of people in TMOA. They're a little unsure of where their sustenance and their finances are kind of in flux due to them having to pay sometimes 35% of their money over decades to you and your husband's family while y'all lived high in the hall.
Yep.
So that's so you're feeling some of what people have felt all along. So I mean,
So if this is Karbala, who's Yazid in this situation?
Noor, say to Noor, because she's actively against them, and she's an enemy of Ahlul Bayt. according to them. But I mean, they just call everyone enemy Ahlul Bayt. It's just like a convenient word for them. And isn't like
they're
Noor
taught, this is
more
exactly from what they've been taught, like from their Murshid. It's the same verbiage. You know, let's bring up Karbala. Let's mention Ahlul Bayt, and like it's the same. You could see the training that, like, because I mean, let's be real. Naima, she was raised by Mubarak Gilani. She was a little kid when she married him, and that's who raised her. That's who trained her. And you could see his influence all over this.
Yep.
Tug at your heartstrings, make you think, oh man, the tragedy or whatever. Okay, what do you want us to do? Let me guess. The lights are out. You want us to put the lights back on over there? Let me guess. You want us to send you the money, right?
Yes. If you really love your Murshid.
No one is ever going to, well, I shouldn't say no one. No one should ever send you or any of you people any money ever again.
Yep.
The lights, probably we could send you $1 million. Those lights will still stay off. Why? You're not there. You didn't leave because the lights were out.
Yeah.
The lights were still on when you left. So I can see if the lights went out, no one was paying, and then you bounced. And you headed as soon as Gilani probably couldn't even speak anymore. He probably was out of his senses.
First flight to America.
Yeah, you booked the first flight. You probably, left your food still on the stove, and just bailed. Soon as you realize, oh wow, he's probably gonna die soon. I'm free. I'm gonna go get a head start. Head to the land of milk and honey in America. Well, maybe you thought that money was gonna follow you, but you had another thing coming.
You know, it's funny, like you hit on a big point, because if she got her inheritance money, the lights in the house wouldn't be on.
She would leave.
She wouldn't pay for them to be on. This is it's something that she can use to try to make people feel like, oh my God, look what's going on.
It's all fluff.
But if she got it, if Fatima and Naima and Sultanim got their inheritance cut and everything was divided how it's supposed to be divided, they were living their life of $1 million and luxury and traveling like Noor is, them lights back at the Pakistan mansion that no one's living in would still be off. No one would turn them on. No one would pay for it.
Because they don't care. This is all just a publicity stunt. This is why she had this posted, like, because she's having a tiff with Noor behind the scenes. So her posting this is only for her to garner support and sympathy, which is like, I mean, I understand it's the same tactic they always use, but like, it's not going to work anymore. You guys are on your like last legs with this whole like crying for help things, because people are waking up. They stop caring. The freaking IQU theological school, it was at like 5K for like a month ago. It's still at 5K. So people are waking up, and this cow is dry. All right. I ask you again, would your Murshid have allowed this unjust behavior towards certain of his wives and children? Shaji once said, "My children and their children always have a place to go, lands in America." I mean, sure, you guys can come to America, but if you live in a land, you're not gonna like it. Like, oh, this place is ghetto.
Running out of houses to give away.
Yeah. First of all, if you say lastly, that means you end it. Why you have a okay? Anyway, see, this is you got niggas, bro. Lastly, had it been Sultan forcing Farouk to put up those statuses, would your responses be the same? I highly doubt that, given the discrimination that is being showed. It is clear that you're against some members of Ahlul Bayt. If no one is standing up for your Murshid out of fear and only his daughter is, this is viewed as evil because you are being taught to discriminate between his daughters too. This is not the way of your Murshid. Yes, it is. Like all these things, like all the things that you're saying here in Naima, this is literally like describing your late husband perfectly. This is actually like his biography. Like when Fatima Gilani is going to do her documentary on her father and get to the actual stuff, instead not talking about how you're black in America. This should be the entire documentary about like how all this applies to her father.
Yeah, because then he cut Fatima off, so he himself treated his daughters differently. So
I mean, not according to her. Anyway,
yeah, she's in La La Land.
Yeah, let us remind you of a saying of the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. The worst of people with a law on the day of judgment are the two-faced. Your Murshid also taught us that charity begins at home. They love they love quoting that.
Hold up. So hold up. Don't be two-faced. The Jamaat firstly was founded upon, or it was a big part of being in Jamaat was being incognito. Literally being two-faced, pretending you're something that you're not. With one group you're this, with another group you're that. Now you can say, oh, it's because of necessity or whatever the case may be. You go in front of the Christians and tell them, oh, I can see how it's hard not to believe Jesus is the Son of God, because okay, now that's two-faced, because then in your own circles or whatever, you'll be dogging the Christians or whatever. You want to have a Muslim Christian forum, but really you talk about them like trash. You want to sell your newspapers at the masajid of the greater ummah or whatever, but you won't pray with them. How is that two-faced? Really, you are so arrogant, and these teachings and directives are from your Murshid Kamil, your husband. So when you talk about being two-faced, you go face to face with the Muslims in the ummah. You want them to buy your newspapers. You want them to help you when one of Team A member dies. You want to use their facility to wash the body and transport the body. Use their hearse and many other things. Going in their face, smiling, and then behind their back, they're not even Muslim. They're this, that, and other. Don't deal with them. X, Y, Z. So, is that not the definition of a two-faced person, a two-faced group, a two-faced sheikh? A two-faced Murshid Kamil, a two-faced husband. You live in a two-faced life, actually.
A two-chin husband also.
Yourself, the writer of this letter is literally being a two-faced person herself.
Yes. Straight up.
Yeah.
And it's funny because she talks about people standing up for, you don't care about people standing up for your Murshid or your late husband, because we've been trashing him for 4 years. Trashing him for 4 years, and not a single soul has said stand up for your Murshid. But now that you personally don't have money, you're like, stand up for your Murshid. No, say what you mean. Stand up for me. Help me get my money. People are waking up. Like there's no more, like, since we've been speaking out, there's no more, things aren't hidden anymore. People are onto the games. If they're not, we're letting them know about the games. We're letting them know about this stuff isn't not going to work anymore. Besides people who are complete fools, and they're broke. And they're complete fools. They're broke. They can't get you any money, and they have no influence, so they can't help you at all.
Okay. So this paragraph is funny. Is it okay? Yes, Pakistan has been hit by devastating floods. But that does not mean that we ask for charity from people who themselves need charity. People who don't have enough to eat or feed their families need to be exempted from giving charity. They should be helped rather than asking them for help. If you would have told this to your husband, he would have disowned you. All right, he said, you about to ruin my entire business, lady. What are you thinking? The hell you got going on?
No, you know what he would have said? How the heck do you think we keep the lights on around here?
Exactly.
You mean to tell me?
Are you gonna?
He literally is wanting him to shut down his whole business model. I mean, literally, don't take charity from poor people before the people who need it. I mean, that's the whole that is TMOA.
Welcome
a
to
bunch
TMOA.
of poor people giving their last check, their last piece of charity for some hope of some salvation, or somebody who has something special that they think they're holding on to. It's like a person that has something in a box or whatever, and they say, man, there's something great in this box, but they never open it. Now that box is being opened, and you realize that there's nothing in it. There wasn't anything in it but a Pakistani dude, really an Indian dude. I mean, if we're being real, an Indian guy taking your money. I mean, now you're using the same little tactics or whatever. You're trying to run this little diversion. Why are you mentioning the flood? Why are you even mentioning the flood?
Yep.
This has been 40 years of BS that y'all been doing. The flood really has nothing to do with it. Pakistan has flooded before.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It flooded a few years ago. So why mention them now? You're even using the people of Pakistan as a pawn to get you money.
Yep.
Leave them alone. Leave them out of it. And we're gonna get to y'all phony little photo op too, but still, I mean, why does this letter, this particular subject matter, has nothing to do with the flood, and it shouldn't have been mentioned?
It's all about when you all these communications, they all have this, they've been trained, whether they know it or not, they've been groomed to do this. They pull out stuff that's going to grab at people's emotions. Look, just on this page, Karbala, flood of Pakistan, and in the end she starts talking about Syed Sultan Shah's daughter. Like, these are all like to try to get people's like, oh my gosh, this is urgent. It's like just like Mudassar, times are critical. Right, y'all like no, it's not. Y'all are fighting. Nobody in the Jamaat has the luxury of fighting over millions of dollars for inheritance.
Yep.
Most of us, if we get beaten head for our inheritance, we're gonna be like, all right, whatever. It was only a few $100.
Yeah.
Like, that's most of us, right? We're like, all right, whatever.
Yeah,
We cannot relate to your position of fighting over millions of dollars. So you cannot come to us and say times are critical. Nigga, no, they not. You can't come to us and say Karbala, shut the hell up. Like, come on.
We are being beheaded.
The only inheritance, if we fight over some inheritance, they're gonna be like, all right, you won the inheritance. Here it goes. This is a bill. This is a bill that your daddy owes. Now pay it.
Money to the state, property taxes, the trailer isn't paid off yet. Yes.
Yeah. But wait. Whoa.
Can I give this to someone else? I want this. Okay.
Man.
Your Murshid, okay, I said it. Okay. To anyone who stood up for their Murshid's family, for the truth, I salute them for standing up, knowing the consequences will not be in their favor. A few stood up to the majority to speak the truth. This is what Islam is about. This is what will make your Murshid proud of you. All right, okay. And above all, will please Allah. Okay, fear no one but Allah. This is a contradiction of your late husband. So you once again do not know, for fearing anyone else's shirk. That is 100% true. That is, listen, Naima, that is 100% true. All right. Now, where were you in the house? Where were you in the house when your late husband said, "If you don't fear Allah, fear me"? Well, I need answers now, because I mean, you just condemn your husband, and you're against his practices of his business. So, like, I mean, are you slandering Ahlul Bayt? Because
it just highlights the fact that over there in his own household, they lived a different life than everybody else in TMOA. Yep. They weren't studying his lectures. They weren't listening to his videos. He wasn't having classes with his family members. They were just doing whatever the hell they wanted.
Wearing jeans.
Yeah, like they everything, literally everything that was outlawed in TMOA, they were doing over there. So, and we have, I can't wait to get the corroborating evidence. We know what y'all was doing. So, and it's going to come out, Allah knows best, but it's going to come out sooner or later of what y'all were doing over there. And y'all going to be thoroughly exposed. But you don't even know your husband's teachings. Y'all's over there just living the life, locked in your little compound house, being served by servants. Say your husband will reward by giving them wives. Let me grab some of these African-American girls over here, and I'm going to marry them to my servants. Like, so delusional.
Could never be. I pray messages reach you all and delivers to your heart what I'm trying to say that is hidden between the lines. In the end, it's your Morse's message that he wanted to get. Okay, no, it's not. Okay, he's dead. But anyway, we recently got through to Syed Sultan Shah's daughter. My body is dead, but my soul is alive. Syed Naima Gilani. You're not Syed.
Thank you for giving us the ABCs 1, 2, 3s of just life in general. Yes, the soul doesn't die, the body does, but he didn't tell you that. I mean, okay, maybe the old girl did have a dream about it. Okay, you had a dream. You had a dream about your grandfather. Great, but it wasn't him. We have to get that point across. He's not coming and talking to anyone. If you have a dream about him, that's all it is. it's just a dream. That's it.
You know, they would do themselves good to, well, some they can't because we lost them on the old channel. But at least go back to the earliest videos that we've been putting out on our channel. Watch them. Because we literally predicted every single thing that you guys are doing.
Yep.
We predicted everything. Even before Mubarak Gilani passed away, we were saying as soon as he passes away, then they're going to start saying they're communicating with him from the other side. And he's going to be giving them messages and this and that. We've already said all this stuff.
We
We already said that y'all going to start battling. Like,
Yep.
everything. We've so at least if you're going to try to manipulate, at least try to go outside the box, do something different, do something that's unexpected. But it's just, we predicted all of this. We even predicted a point, and I think we're gonna get to it. I think we'll get to later. I think now is we're gonna talk about
the Mahdi.
No. I think we're gonna do the boy Mountain Man.
Oh, okay, yeah, yes, sir. Cat
We gotta
Mouse
save the best
himself.
for last.
Okay. All right. So, this is Mountain Man, as we call him. Cat Mouse Games, also aka Fafa's little brother. All right. So, Saeed M. Gilani. This is Mudassir. This is a lesson for a lot of us. I cannot imagine if we, as their perfect Morshid Stanley, are going through this trauma and no one is allowed to speak up, and we are told that we are liars and we are trying to divide the community. I wonder what damage has been done to the normal members of the community. I can understand why our stuff is going to such extent. They have been hurt, abused, and shamed by the admins. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide them as well and stop them from shaming our father. We're not going to do that. All right. So let me tell you this right now. Your father, first of all, same thing we told to your mother, I guess, Naima?
No.
Mom? Anyway, your whatever the hell. The reason why the community is the way it is because of your father. I know this is hard for you to understand this. It's hard to believe because, you know, in your eyes, you know, it's your father. You don't want to believe that he would ever do anything wrong. And, you know, he's passed on. So you figure, no. This is not the case. The whole reason why the people in the Jama'ah are upon falsehood and don't really have a correct understanding of like Aqidah and fiqh is because of your father's teachings. Your father has done a whole lot of wrong. Now, I can understand that you're ignorant, but to say that that's the reason why we're going to such extent, no, this is for a law. This is not because we wanted to get back at your father or you or your family. We don't really care about that. But we have to point out what we see it. And so you trying to sympathize with us, but excuse your father? No, we're not. Like, sure, the administration has its wrongdoings and stuff. They do a bunch of wild stuff, but they were appointed by who? Your father. Your father entrusted them to be his eyes and ears here in America, right? So whenever he has to go, okay, so okay, people doing this, enforce it over here. So K2 and Ahmed and all the niggas go and enforce stuff over here. All right. So all this happens because of your father. Your father left the will to one person, Noor, not you. All right. Yeah. So that's tough.
Let's go down. I mean, let's go down the list. Like, you know, so, and this is a place where we have to address this because a lot of TMOA members get stuck in this place where they just think it's admin doing all these things.
No.
So Mudassir, it was your father who taught everybody that he was the sixth sultan and taught everybody this idea of the six sultans who are supposedly like Allah incarnate on earth, one with Allah. They speak directly to Allah. Allah supposedly told the seven sultans that he is them and they are him. He taught this shirk concept himself. He is the one that tried to murder your grandfather. Your Abu did that. It wasn't an admin. It was your Abu. It was your Abu who did a halal marriage with your stepmother, the one that you're battling against. It was your father who married your mother when she was 12 years old. That was your father. So like you can keep going, you can go down this list of stuff that is directly from your father. We've been hurt, we've been abused and shamed by the admins. Admins haven't shamed us. We don't give a crap what admins say.
Exactly.
Yes, we have been spiritually abused. We've been spiritually manipulated. Your father taught us incorrect Islam, and that's what we've been talking about. And you're talking about abuse. You're trying to collect the money from the people that your father abused and got that money from.
Mhm.
So don't try to use R2F and the people that left the Jamaat, the people that have woken up from this cult life as a way to like, oh, you know what? R2F is saying a lot of truth, but we're going to use this for our own benefit and spin it and put it on Noor and administration. So Mudasa, you lived in America for years, lived in Canada for years. The same crap was going on when you were over here. So now all of a sudden that money's involved, you're speaking out. My brother went directly to you regarding his situation. And you said, I'm glad my Abu kicked you out. This is what you said. So you knew that your Abu did what he did to him and his family. You knew this happened. Right? So let's not play games. You're full of crap. You are, again, I'm going to say it again. You are a coward. Remember, you're supposed to come on our show, right? There's a Ahl Bayt. Ahl Bayt is supposed to be all about honor and integrity and telling the truth. And you're saying, oh, and now we're liars? Yes, you are a liar because you said you're going to come on our show. You said you're going to answer all the questions we had, and you didn't answer a single one. You didn't respond. That makes you a liar.
And on top of that, yeah, your mother was talking about why no one is standing up for us or whatever. So, I mean, you, Mudassir, and your brother, Sultan, I mean, y'all should be the first ones. Your mother shouldn't have to be saying, why isn't anyone standing up for us? I mean, y'all should have been first and foremost up front. You're saying you can understand why R2F is going to such an extent. What is that exactly? You understand what? That there, so, and like John said, I mean, I didn't get shamed or hurt or anything by nothing admin or shura council, nothing. We don't care nothing about that.
Same.
Whatever happened to us happened, but we ain't somewhere holding our chest, holding our heart with a grudge about nothing that they did. I mean, we're doing this because it's the right thing to do. But you're acknowledging that some wrongs are being done. By who? By who? Because there's a lot of people in this little raggedy NTMOA that they think, you know, they're not willing to accept any sort of blemish or blame on your father. He put all the admins in place. He's the one who put Noor in charge of all of y'all. So when you say, okay, you can understand why we're doing what we're doing, that means go ahead and say it with your chest. My father set all this in place and he's responsible. That's what you need to say. Yeah. Also, you said that, what does he say right here? That he says, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide them as well and stop them from shaming our father who was not aware of the damage the admins and Noor did to them. This is the reason why I'm mentioning that is because there's people who believe, oh, he knows everything. And so you're acknowledging that your daddy didn't know what the heck was going on over here. And he wasn't aware of the damage that was being done. He's still responsible if he wasn't aware, but this statement could possibly be true. He might not have been aware exactly of what all these people were doing under his guidance and leadership, the perfect Murshid Kamil. For those people who are just on the sideline, hating, waiting to disagree, this is his son. This is Gilani's son who's telling you his father didn't know what was going on. So what are you going to say now? What are you going to say? What's the rebuttal to that? You know, I would like to know.
It contradicts the whole, because it goes against their belief, because Mubarak Gilani himself teaches he's aware of all his talibs.
Yep.
He's aware of everything. So you just, in the first sentence, you say you're perfect Murshid. That means you believe your father, you believe his teachings are perfect. And he says, I'm aware of all my talibs. And what goes on? Then you contradict your father's teachings by saying he wasn't aware of what they were doing.
And the biggest blow is in the last paragraph. I'm gonna see if y'all thinking the same thing I'm thinking. But in this last paragraph,
real quick, I gotta mention this before I forget it, because Sultan, or I think it's Sultan, whatever, Naima, she complained about the Shura Council, but we forget her son is on the Shura Council. Yeah. Her son Sultan is allegedly the highest ranking member of the Shura Council. This is telling you right there that if you're calling on the Shura Council and your own son is the head member of the Shura Council and you can't get any help, that tells you the Shura Council is full of crap. You're not going to get any help.
Her son is one of the people who got his inheritance ripped from him, and he's on the Shura Council. I mean, and you can't even get a hearing. He can't even get the Shura Council to hear this joint, and he's one of the daggone complainants. I mean, this joint is. I mean, the Shura Council is a joke.
Yeah. I said this like maybe a couple months ago. We were talking about the whole inheritance battle. Talked about how Sultan won't speak up against Umnur. Because, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but this nigga doesn't have a job. He's not really skilled in anything whatsoever. He likes to like cars and motorcycles, I guess. So is he really gonna have the chutzpah to go against the person to paying his salary? No. It's not. It's not like the nigga's gonna just like get smart and have money just flowing in just because. So, if he goes against Umnur, that check is gone. So those wives you have, which you only have because of your father's name, you're gonna need some money because you got wives and kids, buddy. It's tough.
Well, that's the thing, because you notice like on all the chats, and you can't tell me that Sultan isn't aware of what's going on. Who's the people that's speaking? The people in Pakistan, except for Naima, who just spoke out. As far as you know, Mudas is still in Pakistan. Fatima's still in Pakistan. Sultan's still here living off of whatever stipend he's getting, and he only can do so much, because once they cut that stipend, no more four-wheel rides, no more going out on the jet skis and the lavish eating and renting the nice drop-down cars and putting little girls in the back and giving them ice cream and candy. No, that all ends.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us, especially TMOA, that we are not their enemies. They need to wake up and study Islam in depth. All right, listen, this is very powerful here. I agree. All right. This is like what we're talking about R2F. Hey, listen, you guys need to go learn Islam. So they can understand that there is nothing above Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's words. This is all true. You should have told this to your father like every time you saw him. Because clearly he didn't understand this at all. This nigga was saying anything.
Yo, he go see his father on the like, Eid Mubarak, Abu, I love you. He's gonna be Eid Mubarak, son, I love you. He's gonna be like, yo, but Abu, yes, son. Go study Islam in depth. There's nothing about the word of Allah.
That's probably why you're not part of the will. You know what you're saying?
But the thing is, what's so important about that last paragraph that he said? I mean, yo, this Mudassir is really an R2F member. He don't even know it. Because this is what we've been saying, but it's a complete contradiction to everything that TMOA has been claiming for the last 40 years. Why do I say that? Because he said, and especially TMOA, that we are not their enemies. They need to wake up and study Islam in depth. So for 40 years, your daddy's been teaching what? One thing that you know for sure, based on what you're writing here, is that the people in TMOA do not know Islam in depth. Yep. And that's what they need to do. And on top of that, plenty of times when TMOA members and the few people who have tried to pop their head up, they have literally done the opposite of what you say. Nothing is above Allah's word. They give all types of excuses. But Abuji said, and they said that they're doing all sorts of types of mental gymnastics.
Yep. And
playing with the word, playing with the religion. But if they actually went by this, that nothing is above the word of Allah, TMOA, if the people started practicing, TMOA would cease to exist immediately. It literally would poof in a night. In one night, it would be gone. If they literally said nothing is going to be above the word of Allah and they acted on it, it would be over. But for you to say that they need to study Islam in depth is an indictment against your own father. Yeah. Because what has he been doing for the last 40 years?
Yeah. Who's the one person, because your father's top student, I'm sorry, is not you. Your father's top student is not your brother. It's not your sister. It's not your mother. It's Hussein Adams.
Oh, I thought you were saying Umnur.
Allegedly. right? This it's the number, vice chancellor, deputy, whatever his titles were, right? Hussein Abu Bakr. And if he needs to learn Islam, then every single other person in TMOA needs to learn Islam. And you can't start that message off with our perfect Murshid, our perfect guide. And what you ended up saying is the students of our perfect guide that our perfect guide has been teaching for the last 4 decades all need to learn basic Islam.
Because what was he teaching us then? It was basically wow. All right, let's finish off my mountain man here. Nephew stands above Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's word, the Quran and Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Inshallah. Okay, why are all of you working on documentaries, bro?
Right. It's the same one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's got to be. Okay. I hope so, because I don't know. I can't watch too many. This is a different
one, bro. Oh my God, which will state everything in detail and show who was the gold digger and all this. We already know it's Noor. Why are you trying to like? bam. The cat's been out the bag forever. All right, Noor is punking y'all repeatedly. May Allah be our guide and our witness in all of this. Okay. All right.
It's gonna be funny, right? Because I'm having a prediction here. We'll see if they try to change things up. So what they probably have, because we already know I've been reached out to by anonymous source that someone's looking for my chat messages with Shafa. Right. So they're digging up dirt. They probably have old screenshots, messages, communications between them and Noor, these sorts of things. Mm-hmm. And they're probably going to expose these things. But here's what we're going to do. Either they're not going to realize how they expose themselves, or you're going to see like very conveniently certain things like blocked out or screenshot, framed out of the picture.
It's cropped out. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're going to see. That's exactly what we're going to see. And it's just going to be an indictment against Noor and the Shura Council, saying how bad they are and how they were just going behind Abu G's back and doing things without his knowledge and blah, 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 blah. So just be careful, because if that's the position you guys are going with, then you're actually indicting your brother too, because he's on the Shura Council. Mm-hmm. So I wonder how you guys are going to work around that one.
They probably don't even care. They probably like, he's a casualty of war, man. Whatever.
He's weak.
Take one for the team.
yeah, he's weak.
I'll give you a cut.
So now we're doing the post from Noor.
Yeah, do Noor. We'll do the 7 Sultan Mahdi guy at the end.
Sir. All right. Assalamu alaikum. Whatever issues exist between the Gilani family are personal matters that should not be discussed on public platforms. Please continue to follow what we have been taught for the past 4+ decades by Murshid Khamil. Why does she refer to her late husband as Murshid Khamil? Like, you think, never mind. There is no room in our community for hatred, as we have been forged on love. Not true. This is 100% not true. There's no question of lack of love or disrespect to Ahlul Bayt. That is a false narrative being spread to cause division. Each of you know the love within your hearts for Ahlul Bayt. We are the vanguards. We are the custodians. We are the lovers of, and we are the family of Ahlul Bayt. There is no 2 ways about it. In all families, some problems arise, and this is a case currently. Inshallah, Allah will open the way to sort it out. Sort it out. Okay, whatever. Please continue to follow the way we have been instructed by our most perfect Murshid Khamil, Sheikha Noor Shah.
You know what I thought about this message? Because we've seen other messages from her, and she's saying the same thing, but she's trying to copy Fatima.
Yeah.
She's trying to copy Fatima, because Fatima, that's her whole thing about, it's all about love and harmony, and that's what she tries to promote, right? Noor's same message maybe a month or 2 ago, when she wasn't being pressured by Fatima, Naima, and Mudassa and Sultan, it was pretty much mind your business and shut up and keep paying money. And she pretty much said the same exact thing in a nice fluffy with rose petals and perfume on it. She basically took a pile of doo-doo, stuck a rose in it, and sprayed some oud on it. And then they're like, here you go. Like, it's totally out of character for her, but pretty much she's telling y'all to shut up, mind y'all business, and let us deal with it, and y'all just keep doing what you're doing.
Should be handled internally. We are the yo. What does that mean? We are the vanguards. Yo, she be saying anything, dog.
Zainab, you are not Ahl Bayt.
Yeah.
You are not Ahl Bayt, Zainab. You are the daughter of Barry Adams, who is the son of a jazz musician. You are not Ahl Bayt.
Barry the bomber. He's got gunpowder on his hands. He's got a stick of dynamite in his pocket.
Barry
the Wile E. Coyote.
Bait.
He's the Wile E. Coyote.
Barry bombs baits. He's not Ahl Bayt. He's a bomber of baits.
He would have got away with it. It wasn't for American police. Oh my God.
These dudes was wearing wigs, dressing up like Hindus.
Can't even pass for the Hindus, bro. These niggas is stupid as hell.
Could you imagine? Could you say, like, I can't be like, listen, man, I need you to scout this place out, right? I need you to put this dot in your forehead and put this straight hair wig on and go up in there.
They're gonna be like, the first thing they're gonna be, they're gonna see me and be like, yo, we know you're a nigga, man.
Oh my God.
They're gonna be like, who's this darky right here trying to be us?
Listen, I'm not
my God.
They had these niggas wearing burkas walking around with strollers.
Oh my God, looking like the old English folks that have the freaking like had the wigs on this stuff. Oh my God, you think it's so stupid?
Oh
like,
man!
Incognito.
So if you see anybody outside walking around with a stroller, you better call the cops. They're call the bomb squad.
But no, you are not Ahl Bayt. I'm sorry. You know.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. All right, let's get to the Sultan guy.
Oh wait, what? Sultan.
The 7th.
I thought we were doing the photo op.
Oh yeah, we can do that. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So recently, once again, these Negroes flew over Mecca and Medina. All right, paid all this money to send like 10 niggas to Pakistan instead of going to Umrah to do flood relief, right? And the first thing you see here, right? Okay, listen, I don't know exactly where the floods are in Pakistan, but I don't see the floods right here at the shrine of Mubarak Gilani, all right?
So which one of y'all doing? I mean, they went out of the way. Did y'all come there to help or to pose? First of all, and number one, they do not need you English speaking. Y'all, I guarantee you not one person there knows any Urdu. They don't know the language there at all. So they're going there to offer what? You took flights, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. Let's say it's probably at least $1,200 round trip. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about maybe close to $8,000 or whatever. Let's say $7,500. Mm-hmm. All right. Mm-hmm. That could do an enormous amount.
Yep. In
getting food, water, supplies, energy, different things for people who don't have it. Y'all people spent that money to clout chase, to pose, and the audacity to pose in front of a shirk behind shrine that ain't nowhere near the flood. I mean,
oh man,
you think people are stupid? This is shameful. No, not one of y'all said, y'all know we ain't even at the flood. Y'all over there needing help from the people when they need help from everybody to get their area back in order. I mean, that's a joke. I mean, you should be ashamed. Everybody in that picture should be ashamed of themselves, actually.
Because look, when you're going for relief, right? As soon as you step off that plane, you're like, all right, where's the site? Like, that's what they should have been doing. Like, the picture should have been like, yeah, we just finished the day of whatever. Like, y'all first stop was like, let's go to the shrine.
Gotta pose
and get our lab. Hey, y'all bought them lab coats. You bought the lab coats. Yeah, put on the lab coats.
Why do you have the lab coat on in front of the shrine? It doesn't have anything to do with one another. They're probably not even. I mean, why do y'all even have the lab coats? I mean,
exactly.
Doing cosplay again, but still, You're posing in front of a shrine, claiming to be doing medical relief work for people in the flood, but you're nowhere near the flood. You took the money to clout chase.
Yeah.
I mean, a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim.
You know, like, because if when you sincerely want to help, right, you would like there's plenty of organizations already over there helping people. And I'm pretty sure if they called like one of these like leading organizations in Pakistan that are actually providing help and assistance, even if like it was like the Red Cross, anybody, they would probably say, no, don't spend that money on airfare. Send it so we could buy supplies or whatever. I mean, it's common sense. You wasted like how much supplies?
Yeah, because how long are you gonna stay? Think about that. Are you gonna stay for a year, 2 years? I mean, that would make sense to spend that money. If you're gonna stay for 2 weeks or a week or even a month, you wasted the money. If you're going there to really do relief, you think everything is gonna be back to normal in a couple weeks?
Right.
Did you go there to help? You went there for the long haul? You probably packed a couple of changes in clothes or whatever. I guarantee you they ain't staying for more than 2 weeks. I mean, you're definitely not staying at Gilani's house.
Mm-hmm.
The lights was off.
Okay. So wait. No. So I just got some information on the side. I'm dying. All right. So apparently Shaji once asked folks there if they wanted to do it to make their hair straight.
What? Did they want to do what?
If they wanted to do it to make their hair straight. So yeah, I can't.
I can't. I can't believe it. You know what? That sounds like something that a person who had been drinking would say, like a drunk person. They're just drunk. They're just shooting off at the mouth and just saying some random stuff. I mean,
the do it is say "A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim" 7,000 times, and then put this line.
But your hair just turns straight. It's not nappy anymore.
And put this special white cream in your hair for 20 minutes, but don't let it get on your skin. And use gloves when you use it.
Exactly.
This nigga is reading off the instructions from a box of perm. He's like, this is a special prescription straight from me.
Oh my God.
First wash your hair thoroughly. Use the gloves provided. You know,
oh my
God. He's
gosh.
reading straight off the instructions.
We've said this before.
He hates black people.
Being at work. Imagine being at work and you're Caucasian, Indian, anything but black, right? Comes to you and says, "Hey, you want your hair to be straight?" You're like racist mother.
Yo, basically, hey, you want hair like mine? Don't you wish you could get rid of that mop? Don't you wish you could get rid of that
nappy headed nigga?
That Brillo pad? Ain't you tired of having nappy hair? Huh?
What was that dude's name? What was that guy's name? Nappy headed nigga guy? Rush Limbaugh.
Oh, yeah. No, Don Imus. Don Imus. Nappy headed hoes.
Oh my God.
All those girls nappy headed hoes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically a Sufi way of saying
get a do it for your hair to be straight, yo. That listen,
man.
That nigga was talking down on y'all for so long, bro. I would have fought that nigga, but there's just no way I would have fought that nigga on site, bro. Yo, fat ass nigga tell me that bullshit.
Nah, you had to at least talk bad. You had to at least talk bad to him, like seriously.
I'm about to say you can't just let it slide, bro. That's violent, bro. So this is Dr. Jamil, happy to be here with these supplies that they got, water and stuff.
$200 worth of supplies.
Yes. Relief Team, American Muslim Medical. First of all,
he's only more on that sign than they did on the supplies.
Custom made sign. First of all, Dr. Jamil is the only doctor that came with them overseas. These other niggas are just like just here just cause. Like if her is a doctor already at 19, mashallah, like you were super genius. Like according to her,
she was just a YouTuber, and then I mean, if you want to call it a singer, but the Seven Sultan did not approve, because when she started singing, when she hit that high note, he basically ran off on that video. when she was trying to sing Daru Taj, and her and her mama was singing with her brother beside her. When she hit that high note, he was like, "Yeah, all right, I'm out." And just
I'm
walked off.
tired of you singing. First of all, she's a
Like,
singer,
but the-
YouTuber, Hafiz, and a doctor at 19. Bro. Mashallah, she's blessed. She's in more Chicago. Like,
Yeah.
She's the next imam.
But
But like, how many signs do they need? How many signs do they need? This is clear photo op. If you all can't tell that this is clear, just clout chasing, because who's ever heard of this American Muslim Medical Relief Team? And now they got all this signage. They got more signage than the people that are there to help.
They got more signs than actual people who have any sort of medical ability to do any medical relief. How you gonna have an American Muslim Medical Relief Team with one nigga who can do some medical relief and a lady who was a YouTuber yesterday, and all of a sudden you threw a lab coat on her and now she's on the medical relief team?
Is this Shafat?
Yeah.
This, this nigga, right? Talk about
How did Shafat get on the medical relief team?
I'm about to say that nigga is definitely not a doctor, but Mudassir, you're talking about niggas being two-faced. This nigga right here is king of two-faces, bro. This nigga on all sides, bro.
How did Shafat get on the medical relief team? Tell me what ability he has to why should he be pictured on this team?
He specializes in LGBT illnesses.
Oh, yeah. In case someone wants a sex change, I guess he could support them in their
for trans rights. Yes, sir.
Yeah, support their right to do so or whatever. But I mean, it's like you don't see even not one Pakistani, you know what I mean? Well, Shafat is there, but I'm talking about like someone who actually needs help. I mean, they don't even know how to do photo ops right. You literally go and like find somebody to act like you're helping them.
Exactly.
I mean, be pouring some water in a baby's mouth or something. I mean, like actually be doing some relief. They'd be like, "Oh wow, they really doing something."
At. Look at where they're at. Look at the surroundings.
I don't
look
see
at this nice, rich,
any water,
structured, not devastated.
They ain't no flood nowhere. Y'all, they got slippers and sandals on. I mean, y'all not going to do no work. How? What work you doing in some? Yeah, it's at their mansion, and they literally probably, as soon as they took a couple pictures, they probably sat down and had a nice meal or whatever, and caught up on Game of Thrones. That's probably what they did.
If you are a man and you were going to a flood, why are you not in like shorts? Like,
I mean, you should have. I mean, you should have. I mean, boots or something on. I mean, I don't know. I mean, as someone who has done this type of work before, they don't look like they're about to do anything besides take a picture. They're not even anywhere near. Okay, you know what? Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Where are the pictures from y'all actually doing any work?
Yeah, post those
or the video. Can you give us a vlog about what's going on? What's the situation? Usually and usually
pull up online that just a picture of like Google Pakistani relief, and just pull some images up, and let's see what real ground zero looks like over there compared to where they're standing.
Yeah,
probably none of those people can swim either. So I mean, you go into the flood zone, probably can't even swim.
Oh my God, this is just people aren't.
The pictures I've seen, like places are devastated.
Yeah. And they got a few boxes of food. I mean, literally, with the money that y'all wasted on the tickets, y'all could have probably bought 100, 200, 400, 500 times what you see behind them, because we've done it before. We've sent some money over, and it has gotten so much more than that in supplies and stuff or whatever. And it's like, so y'all literally spent probably $100 for that stuff.
Yeah.
In fact, y'all spent a couple $100, maybe $500 for that stuff. So y'all literally spent 100 times more on these tickets than y'all did actual food for the people. They need food, water, clothing, blankets, tents, all types of supplies. And y'all came for a photo op, wasting people's time, sitting in the comfort.
Do you think that Umnor was there shooting she was shooting tiles like freaking Trump. She was over here shooting them over at people that need supplies. She was like, "Here's some water for you, water for you," because she wanted to be WNBA. So like she was.
I guarantee you, Nor didn't get nowhere near the flood. I guarantee you.
do it.
So as you can see, there's actual flooding going on, and we don't see any of the TMA relief team here inside.
Look at this.
Yeah, like where were y'all? Where were y'all for all this? These people need actual help, and y'all are here doing photo ops. Like, okay, like look at this. Yeah, nah. Yeah, they
Hence,
kids stuff,
right?
Yeah.
That's where the real look at. You got real people here helping. Real medical people. There's tents set up. This is what real like aid looks like when these types of things happen. There's tents, communities everywhere. There's people displaced. They're not in a nice little neighborhood in the back with the garage. People walking around with just flip flops. Come on.
Yeah, they got the food behind them. They probably turned around and ate that food, man. They probably ain't even sent it to people
Like
because
break time.
Yep.
And I would like to know. I would love to know where the men that the picture where they took in front of the shrine.
Yeah.
And then compare that to how far it is from wherever, like basically where the flood hit at, like wherever the restaurant. I wonder. I bet you they're
supplies.
Yeah,
look at these supplies.
This is actual supplies. If you compare it to freaking the garbage that they were trying to pass off as supply, like this. Compare this small 5-pound bag to this.
They got $25 worth of water. You know, that's probably $25 in cases of water.
Yep.
And probably in Pakistan it's even cheaper. But I'm thinking in America, that's not more than $200 worth of food. It's not more than $200 worth of supplies.
It's shameful. It's really shameful.
Trying to profit off of a terrible situation because y'all want clout from TOA people. Y'all niggas.
Why don't y'all? You know what y'all could do? Why don't y'all like Mubarak said, open up the Sheikh's mansion or whatever. Let people stay there.
Yeah, there you go.
Right? Good idea. Open up the shrine. Let people stay there. You can house at least like several families in these structures that you guys have. Why don't you do that? And then take some photo ops.
Yeah. And guess what?
Or don't.
And you know what? Let's even take it a step further. If y'all will open up Gilani's house, the house victims of the flood, people who were displaced due to the flood, we will foot the bill for their food and we will foot the bill for getting electricity back on. We
heard that?
You got our word. Now, open up that house, let the people stay there until they can get back on their feet. The victims of the flood, not y'all back up in there. The victims of the flood or somebody who has been affected by this, go ahead, let them in and stay, set the place up, send us the bill. We will pay for it.
Y'all heard that? Let's make it very clear. Fafa, Naima, Sultan, Mudasa, Noor, all you guys that are over there trying to use these flood victims for your own benefit, put them up in your house, the Gilani empty mansion, and R2F has pledged that we will foot the bill. Let's see if you can do that.
Yep. Very simple solution. But again, you're probably, if anything, you're gonna just like have some random Pakistani folks, you know, everyone come in the house and look poor. And then you're gonna take a photo of it and be like, see, there we go, flood victims. Like,
how do they look poor? Like, you're not looking poor enough. Come on, look.
Come on. Look some dirt on you, bro. Go to the flood area, put some dirt on you real quick. It come back.
Yeah, but y'all they should be ashamed, man. They really should be ashamed. It's really egregious that, you know, all the TMA.
Wait. Amr.
Yeah.
So. Oh my God, ya Allah. Oh gosh, you gotta pull this one up.
Okay.
So this is the relief. This is the work they're doing over here.
Hey.
This is the work they're doing over there.
Hold on. Let me.
Ya Allah.
What's up?
Ya Allah.
I got y'all. All right.
Did you see this picture?
Hold on.
This is the guy that was in the other picture.
I just, bro, it's like I told you, right? They're just gonna have someone they know, and then like, all right, cool. Now we're doing really.
Who is that doing the injection? I know that ain't
That's
Gonzalez.
the Hafiza singer YouTuber.
Yes,
Oh my
I
God!
told you she a doctor as well. She really does it all, man. Like shout out to her.
She about to maim this dude with that needle.
She's like, all right, so I'm pretty sure I see a vein here, maybe.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yo.
I mean, what type of games y'all playing, man? Look at this, man. This
Nice house, curtains up, nice blue
I'm about to say
suede couch.
This is not a flood relief area, I can guarantee you. All right.
Oh my gosh. Can we put this side by side with that other, like that lady that was in the army uniform that was actually giving medical attention? And let's show like like you're sitting in a nice plush couch. You were just on the picture of the medical team. So you got one medical team member giving a shot to another medical team member. And this is the American medical relief. This is the work y'all doing. Like Mubarak said, y'all was eating dinner right after this.
Yeah.
All right, take a picture. All right, we got enough? All right. What's on the menu?
I wonder how many takes it took for her to get the photo just right. Like, nah, I need to look more serious. Look like you're actually doing something. Like she even had on gloves. What?
He probably didn't even want to be the dummy for the injection.
Why'd it have to be me?
They probably threatened to kick him out or whatever. Yeah, look at this.
Yeah,
look.
like,
I mean, you got a fake joint. What's old dude doing? What's the dude next to her doing? What is he so close for?
He's staring.
Is he trying to teach her or something?
I don't know.
I mean, it takes both of y'all to give one injection to a dude who looks like he's terrified. Maybe they was holding him down.
Stop moving, nigga.
He's probably stepping on his foot like, don't even move. Don't move. Stay still for the
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
This stuff the worst, bro. Oh my God.
You can't write this stuff.
I mean, that's the thing. These people are the fakest, the most cowardly, most two-faced people on the planet. I mean, this is two-faced right here. You are literally pretending, wasting everybody's money and pretending to help people when you could have just took that money and sent it, just like the real Pakistani woman who was actually helping people. You could have sent it and they would have actually distributed that and somebody would have got the benefit. See, Allah's going to take care of these people anyway. Whatever they are needing, whatever they're going to get, Allah has already have it on the way to them. But you actually stole from yourselves because you had the money to actually help and get a reward from Allah. But instead, the only thing you got is a crappy flight that you took. You probably was spent 16, 18 hours flying next to some people that you didn't want to be next to. You are you're probably, as we know, usually when people go over there, if you're not used to it over there, you need some dysentery tablets and whatever. So you running back and forth to the bathroom. You're having all types of trouble, and then you wound up getting clowned on the R2F show. That's what you got for your efforts. Instead of getting a reward from Allah, you just wind up looking silly and probably feeling even worse.
Yep. And now, hopefully, this encourages y'all to actually, while you're there, go help some people out, maybe. All right, instead of just like, we're gonna show them we're actually here doing good work. Nigga, no, you're not.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's what I'm saying. Just do a vlog, do a video. As a matter of fact, and we will do a whole new show and basically give y'all your props, and we'll even try to help support whatever efforts y'all are doing if you're actually doing something.
Yep.
The only thing I think is y'all taking pictures in your own homes in front of a little bit of food and having wasted a bunch of money traveling and with people who are not even able to give any medical relief. I mean,
you know what annoys me? Like when you go on social media and you see these people making these videos or taking pictures of like them helping poor people, right? And they have their channel monetized and all. It's all just for show. But at least they help the poor person. You guys are doing the same thing and actually not even helping anybody. Like it's like even worse.
That would be me, like being like, oh, yo, I'm running a charity to help a bunch of poor kids. Then you see the video, it's all my kids. Like I'm like, stroking a little kid's head or whatever. Like help this poor guy,
In the arms of the angel.
It's all my people.
Yeah.
I'm running a joint for to help battered and abused women. All of them, my wife and daughters. That's basically what y'all doing. We over here helping the medical relief. The only person that got any sort of care and attention from y'all is a dude that came with you.
Oh my God, man. These people are the worst. Like this is like you can tell this is all for clout, right? Because if you think about, we had an Arthur F event, right? This is the first time that Jafar Mubarak and I were ever together. We didn't take a single photo. Like this is the difference. This is the difference between going there for a purpose and going there to show off. Like if it's like okay,
next time I'll take a picture, I'll be holding a spoon into Mubarak's mouth.
I'm about to say feed.
We're gonna stage a whole bunch of stuff. Like we got a charity, all these different things we need to set up and do like they do. Maybe it'll work. Maybe we'll have a 40-year run, But honestly, I mean, someone I was thinking about. I mean, after 40 years of extorting people for money, and the only thing they got left is $5 million. That's poor management. If they was bringing in, I mean, probably who knows how much they was bringing in a year. And y'all, that's it. That's all that's left. Maybe there's a lot more than that. It's probably a lot more than that. And maybe that's what FITRAH is fighting for. But I don't know.
Yeah. Good luck, man. All right. So on to the Mahdi with the wrong name and lineage. These are posts from your Sefer Sultan candidate, number 1 in the Jamaat, son of Mubarak Gilani and Noor. So imagine Abuji giving out directives, and I didn't like his directives, and I put up statuses stating that Ahlul Bayt are being mistreated. Okay. Does that even make any sense? If the head of Ahlul Bayt and the Jamaat makes a decision, everyone is to comply. All right. Okay, I see you.
So real quick, the head of Ahlul Bayt, and this is something people in TMOA have to really understand, right? There's certain language when people are saying certain things that it might mean something in general context, but how they're using it is not what they intend. When he and all these people in this Gilani toxic pile of crap family, when they say Ahlul Bayt, they are only talking about their family.
Yep.
That is it. They aren't talking about like all the Ahlul Bayt suffering in Yemen or all the Ahlul Bayt in like other African countries. They're not talking about all those Ahlul Bayt. They're only talking about their family, because it's very clear that Mubarak Gilani was not the head of Ahlul Bayt. He was not even the head of the Gilani family. His cousin is. So just get that clear. So whenever he says Ahlul Bayt, whenever Noor says Ahlul Bayt, Fatima, Zainab, or not that same person, Naima, when they say Ahlul Bayt, what they're saying is our family, Mubarak Gilani's kids and widows. That's what they're talking about.
All right.
Hold on. Let's go back to that jump for 1 second and just keep this in mind as we go forward. If the head of Ahlul Bayt and Jamaat makes a decision, ask yourselves, let's keep a tally at home. Who is the head of Ahlul Bayt and the Jamaat? The head. I mean, I know y'all know the answer, but just think about that. Everyone is to comply. Everyone is to comply. And think of the type of person. What sort of position is a person in that much of authority where everyone is to comply? The head of Ahlul Bayt. That means what he means by head is, he means the leader, a member of Ahlul Bayt who is also the leader of those of other members of Ahlul Bayt, and the Jamaat, which means TMOA. This person is literally for lack of a better term, this is the head nigga in charge. He's talking about the head nigga in charge, whoever it is. I don't know who is, maybe y'all can help me figure out who he's talking about, but whoever this is he's talking about, they should be the unquestioned, undisputed leader of every single person who claims to be a member of TMOA and a follower of Mubarak Gilani. Everyone, without exception. He's telling you. And this is the seven Sultan, the Mahdi. You know, this is your guy in training who is being trained by God knows best. But this person he's talking about is your leader because he's telling you it is. Go ahead.
My personal opinion has no weight. Then why are you giving it then?
Okay, hold up. Let's pause right here. So this person who's talking, I mean, these people are full of contradictions. This person, his opinion has no weight. He's telling you this. So he is in waiting, the leader in waiting until he's able to take over, until he finishes his training. But right now he has no weight whatsoever. I mean, so this is a person who literally doesn't have any pull. He's telling you he has zero pull. Yeah. Yet he's going to be your leader? How does that even work? How does that even work? Anyway, go ahead, continue.
All right.
It literally just say anything that sounds nice at the moment, regardless of what came before it or what is going to come after it. Well, this sounds nice.
My personal opinion has no weight, or yours.
Okay. So basically, let's think about this. He says his personal opinion has no weight, or your personal opinion has no weight. So is he either talking about? He could either be talking about one or two groups. Either the group of actual members of, let's just say, let's just for kicks, let's just say that Gilani is Ahlul Bayt. So that means Sultan, Mudassir, Fatima Gilani, and that whole faction, these are alleged members of Ahlul Bayt. Because if Noor Gilani is a member of Ahlul Bayt, so are they. So either he's talking to another group of members of Ahlul Bayt and saying their opinion has no weight whatsoever. It doesn't matter at all. Or what I find to be even worse is you actual rank and file general population members of TMOA. Your personal opinion has no weight whatsoever. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you think. What type of people, what type of groups among in a structure has absolutely zero weight to whatever they think or want whatsoever? That, my friend, is what you call a slave. So what he's describing is you people are actually just slaves. Whatever you think or want doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. So shut up, be quiet, and continue paying him money.
Yeah.
Stop falling victims to the munafiqs within. All right. Strong verbiage here from Seventh.
So that, again, like, think, as Mubarak said, try to think about who he's actually talking about. So he's not talking about R2F. Mm-hmm. We aren't within. We are clearly out. Is he talking about his brothers and sisters? Or is he talking about people in the Jamaat? So it could be both.
A little bit of both. The Jamaat is operated by Ahlul Bayt. If Ahlul Bayt that consider themselves to be in the Jamaat don't want to comply, they can kindly leave. So maybe Sultan, maybe Mudassir,
But when the hell did he become part of the Jamaat? What retreat has he attended? What Eid has he come to? What Milad function has he come to? What land has he visited?
Yep.
When has he been involved in anything? What discourse has he given? What class has he attended? Is he going to go to IQOU Theological College?
Nah, because Noor said, and I quote, "My son cited, like, what's the point of having college degree anyway? I don't need that." So he's definitely not going to.
Yo, and on top of this, he's saying the Jamaat is operated by Ahlul Bayt. There's so many contradictions here, but let's just take it at face value. What he said, the Jamaat is operated by Ahlul Bayt, and if Ahlul Bayt considers themselves to be in the Jamaat, if Ahlul Bayt that considers themselves to be in the Jamaat don't want to comply, they can kindly leave. So he's saying the Jamaat is operated by Ahlul Bayt. That means it's led, run, controlled, managed, however you want to say. They're in charge. So ask yourself, is the leader. The unquestioned, he already laid it out, the unquestioned, undisputed, no questions asked, no rebuttals, no replies, no anything. The undisputed leader should be Ahlul Bayt, a member of Ahlul Bayt, right? According to him, according to the seventh Sultan, Mahdi guy, whatever, according to him.
Kindly leave is what he said. First of all, Noor, I'm gonna need you to go to New York and see the miracle. Otherwise, you're a munafiq according to your father. All right, so get to it, nigga. All right, move, half nigga.
But also on that kindly leave thing, like, please, TMOA members, just recognize that these people don't give a crap about you. They don't give a just he's telling his own family members, leave. What do you think he cares about y'all? He doesn't. He grew up with Sultan and Mudasa, and maybe not Fatima because she got disowned, but he grew up with these people. I'm pretty sure Naima might have changed his diaper a couple of times, right? And you're saying like, yeah, you don't want to get with it? Leave. I don't care. Leave. Kindly leave. What do you think he's going to say about y'all when y'all come to him with his problems, with your problems? They don't give a crap about y'all.
It's evident.
Within the last few months, they've been more active in TMOA than in the last 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because they want their own interests are at stake. They want their own money. They want their own power, prestige, control. That's all it is. They're not they're arguing about whether, should we need to stop collecting membership dues because these people are poor and the people that need charity shouldn't be having to pay. They aren't fighting over that. They aren't saying, hey, let's stop collecting membership dues. They aren't saying, hey, let's give a voice to the people. Hey, let's address the needs of the people. They're not saying any of that.
So in this says this is a message from an Ahlul Bayt. I mean, how
From an Ahlul Bayt. What a sentence.
From an Ahlul Bayt to all Jamaat members and the Ahlul Bayt within our Jamaat.
But you just told them to leave, though.
So basically, it's confirmed. I mean, so this is acceptable for a person who, I mean, it doesn't even matter how old he is, but this is acceptable for him to speak to you this way. Basically, you don't like it, you could leave. Your opinion doesn't mean anything.
Neither does mine.
I mean, he basically described you
if
as.
Your opinion don't mean nothing, he shouldn't be speaking anything.
Exactly.
Shut up. Go fix a car. Listen to some
Bob Marley.
some Shaggy. Fix your cars.
Nigga stupid, bro. Oh my god. If someone went against Abuji in public, and especially one of his wives, and they consider themselves to be Ahlul Bayt, Jamaat, or family, he would have separated himself from them after dealing with them very harshly. Yeah, we can attest to this. This is very true of your father. All right, way to go. You know that part. Disrespect to the Sheikh's wife in public is worse than blasphemy. Okay. Hold on. Yo, this nigga be saying anything.
All this stuff exposes their aqidah, their belief. It exposes it. He clearly thinks, this is what they've been taught, that their family is actually above Islam.
Yep.
That if you disrespect us
in public,
the Sheikh's wife, not even Ahlul Bayt, if you disrespect the Sheikh's wife, who's not Ahlul Bayt, in public, is worse than committing shirk.
It's
blasphemy, and is beyond betrayal.
Does he even know what blasphemy is?
Probably not.
I mean, blasphemy is like to say Allah has a son. Blasphemy is to say that it is appropriate to call another person Allah. That's blasphemy.
Yeah.
Blasphemy is thinking that it is understandable to think Jesus is the son of God. These type of that's blasphemy. I mean, that's blasphemy. But to disrespect the Sheikh's wife in public or private or anywhere, that's not blasphemy. It might be rude, or maybe she deserved it, but it's not blasphemy.
Okay, so finishing reading this. This is very clear. Noor actually needs to go to secular college. All right, this is very clear because listen, this if you're found talking to, interacting, or communicating with our open enemies, then consider yourself our enemy and the enemy of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And most importantly, an enemy of Ahlul Bayt. This is how you know that this nigga needs to go to school. What?
This nigga said most debate in every sentence.
Yeah. That's the only word he knows in English.
They really want y'all to really know that Ahlul Bayt. I mean, just have a seat. I mean, I shouldn't say it ain't gonna work because it has worked on them for 40 years. Maybe it'll keep working, but this really y'all should be hip to the game right now.
I mean, they might as well switch to Shiites. Like this is like a Shiite cookbook. Like, that's all they got to say is like, and just change their kalima and change their adhan, and they'll fit right in.
If you're found talking to, and earlier he said this message is for all members of the Jamaat, Ahlul Bayt within or whatever, and so he says, so basically, if you are found talking to, interacting, or he just got finished saying his opinion or whatever, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Anyway, if you are found talking to, interacting, or communicating with our open enemies, name them, homie. I mean, if they're
being scary,
enemies,
nigga,
name them. Our open enemies, then consider yourself our enemy. I mean, what are you gonna do? Drive your little truck over here. There's an ocean. I mean, what is it that you're gonna do? I don't understand. Our open enemy, brother. Consider yourself our enemy and the enemy of Rasulullah. Rasulullah ain't got nothing to do with this. He ain't got nothing to do with y'all shirk, cult, Seven Sultan, money battles. And breaches of Sharia. He ain't got nothing to do with y'all. So don't even put his name in that. And most importantly,
above Rasulullah,
an enemy of Ahlul Bayt. Bro,
you would think that after you say an enemy of Rasulullah, you say, and most importantly, you would then say Allah.
Yes.
You gotta think.
No, basically, I'm gonna translate this. Everywhere you see Ahlul Bayt, replace it with me, nigga.
Yeah.
Me, nigga.
That's pretty much what it is.
And my money, all right, publicly.
But it's interesting that this, I don't know, maybe we missed some. This is the first time he addresses the community.
Mm-hmm.
This is y'all future leader, y'all.
Oh yeah, you know what? He did make a speech at the Chalet Sewan or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I will commend y'all on this. I'll commend y'all. Give you a small round of applause. Y'all kept that audio
under wraps,
airtight. I mean, usually somebody's like, "Yo, y'all got to see this." Someone sends it to us. Someone sends it. We get it from somewhere. I mean, y'all did a good job of keeping whatever he said. And you know what? I bet you what they did was they were like, yo, we can't even let this nigga say anything. They probably just took a picture and acted like it was a speech and just got him off the stage. Like, I had something prepared. Nah, don't even worry about it. You ain't talking to this. Got him off the stage.
Or if he did speak, he was like, listen, assalamu alaikum, beloved members of my father's community. I love my father, and so did you all. Assalamu alaikum. And he's got that's all he had to say. Oh my god.
Oh man. The thing is, when you're found guilty of betrayal and slander, you'll be found and kick out. So here comes the witch hunts. So I feel sorry for you guys, all you guys that have liked R2F page, that might comment on the page, even that Sheikh Gilani page, that's Sheikh Gilani exposed page. That's not R2F. Y'all better watch it. They're coming for y'all. They're coming for all y'all. They're gonna start checking your IP addresses. They're gonna start catfishing y'all. They're gonna start creating fake accounts, and they're coming.
Bro, this whole sentence doesn't make sense. Bro, when you're found, you will be found. Like, Imagine saying that. It's like, yo, nigga, what is this? When you're found guilty of betrayal and slander, you will be found. Like what? Nigga, you should already know the first part. That's like you just said. You'll be found and kicked out. Oh my God.
I mean, people really have to realize that this is a message mainly directed at his own brothers, his own siblings.
Wow.
Right? And his own stepmother.
Oh.
Just imagine if you rub him or his mother the wrong way, and you're just a regular Jamaat slave. Just imagine. You don't have a chance. And all that crap. And the thing is, we did these out of order because Zainab issued her message after this, as far as we know. And that's why she came with the whole love and big heart emojis, because she needed to clean this shit up. Because everyone's like, well, damn, this thing's and if anybody's watched Game of Thrones, we've already called it. What is it? He's Joffrey.
Yeah, I called it so long ago. Anything more? Okay. If you
more?
wait, no, this goes on forever. But first of all, so he said that you'll be found, right? Cool, right? But then he says, if you still manage to hide, right? So clearly he's not a good detective, right? It's not because we don't know you're a munafiq. It's because we wouldn't have had probable cause to remove you at the moment. Allah is the best disposer of all affairs. All right, okay. I think he's finally done.
Man. I mean, it's moments like this, man. I wish I could just go back in TMOA and just be a pretend like fake member and just to laugh, just to see these people. How, I mean, is anyone actually afraid? I mean, is anyone actually looking at this and be like, yo, I better be careful? I mean,
oh no.
You really have got to be a real big time loser if you literally are reading this like, I mean, so you're gonna read this and there's somebody that you may have been talking to, could be a friend, could be a family member, could be a parent, a sibling, a son, a daughter. And now you were like, yo, I'm not talking to you no more because Joffrey Gilani somewhere in the desert of Egypt or wherever, he's probably not in Egypt no more, wherever he's at, over his Bob Marley blasted in the background, he's gonna make a call on his satellite phone and be like, "Yo, kick so and so out of your mind." I mean, what are you afraid of?
Y'all worry about him.
Have no key. Guess what? Let me give y'all a pro tip. They can't actually kick you out of the Jamaat. They can't do anything. They never actually have been able to. Actually, did you know that if they were to try to kick a person, even at the peak, let's go all the way back to like 2001, right? Sometime in that era where it was like everything was like on its peak, or maybe 2004, something like that. When everybody thought Gilani was just the Mujahid of the century. If he would have been like, yo, kick so and so off the land right now, you literally could have just said, I'm not leaving. And then they would have, maybe they could have tried to physically remove you, but you could have just said, okay, I'm going to let the police know that you're trying to remove me from my home.
Yep.
And then they would have stopped and they would have never bothered you again. Because the only thing that TMOA members are scared of, I mean, as far as they have plenty of criminals. They have plenty of people that ain't afraid of the cops, plenty of criminals. But as far as the administration, the organization, the only thing that they're actually afraid of is to ever be seen as a criminal or doing anything illegal anymore. Maybe back in the 80s, they would have killed you. Yeah. I mean, you should have been afraid. Now they want to keep this Christian Muslim forum, this old humanitarian, this image up. So literally all you had to do is be like, I'm not leaving.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you touch me, or if you come in my home, or if you step foot on my property in my yard, I'm going to go ahead and have the cops come down and help you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all you got to do. And guess what? They will never say or do anything to you again. Now, you'll probably come to the masjid to pray and they'll be like, we ain't talking to this dude. Or they probably tell people not to talk or deal with you. But for the most part, you ain't even got to worry about it. You're never going to be kicked out of your home. Just try it. Just say, listen, if you try to kick me out of my home or touch my property, I am going to file a lawsuit. If you touch my property, I am going to go ahead and get the authorities involved. I guarantee you the Shura Council will be so quick in telling that person, even if a Shura Council member does touch you, they will be thrown off the Shura Council because they don't want nothing messing up their pretty little image. Maybe now they're like, basically TMOA is dead anyway, but this is if they were still trying to. I mean, it's on life support. But
Yeah.
the bottom line is you'll never be kicked out of you won't be kicked off the land. Maybe they'll kick you out of Jamaat, but who cares?
I don't even think that they'll do that anymore. Because listen, as I said earlier, that money is running dry. So for the few niggas you have still dumb enough to be in the Jamaat, listen, you better hold to the niggas for their life, bro. Because listen, they paying you a salary, nigga, because you don't have a job or education. All right, so I don't know what you think this is about to be. It's not about to be that though. You can stay on the Jamaat land for as long as you want to now. All right, Noor does not care. She is off gallivanting her new Ghazala fashion world in Pakistan.
Yeah.
And K2. He's like a paralegal now or something after having his wife do his homework for him. So listen, I promise you, niggas do not care, bro. I promise you, bro.
Let me tell y'all just before we kind of sign off and close it up, just a little bit about leadership, right? Whether it's at work, at the masjid, wherever, if someone has to always pull on the fact of their assigned title in order for people to follow them, they actually have no leadership skills. So like if you're at work and you're your supervisor who was promoted supervisor and he's supervising you has to constantly tell you, I'm your supervisor, come in on time. I'm your supervisor. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm your supervisor. I'm your boss. I'm your boss. That's someone that, one, is insecure, and two, has no leadership qualities whatsoever. So you got this person and these people, they keep saying, I'm Ahlul Bayt, listen to me. I'm Ahlul Bayt. I'm Ahlul Bayt. Follow me. Do what I say. Help me. I'm Ahlul Bayt. I'm Ahlul Bayt. I'm Ahlul Bayt. They have absolutely no leadership skills whatsoever, nor do they have any confidence in their own leadership abilities, because they could simply say, right? Let's play both sides. Naima's side, Sultan, Mudasa, Fatima, they could simply say Zainab Adams is violating the Quran and the Sunnah, which is the higher authority than anything you can say about Ahlul Bayt. They are violating the Quran and the Sunnah in regards to inheritance laws. Allah says this. Allah says that. Rasulullah says this. Right? Very simple. That's your authority. You don't have to point to yourself and say Ahlul Bayt, Ahlul Bayt, Ahlul Bayt, Ahlul Bayt. On the other side, Noor, Zainab, Zainab's y'all imam. Zainab is y'all amir. Sultan is in training. You can simply say, Allah said, obey your imam, and my mother's your imam, so listen to what she has to say. Right? That's all you got to say, according to y'all belief. But you're so insecure about relying on what Allah and Rasulullah said, either you don't know it, or you don't believe in it, or you don't have confidence in it. But for sure, none of you guys are leaders. Not a single one of y'all are leaders at this point. Maybe one of y'all will change eventually, step up, have the balls to, or have the gall to speak the truth, to say, you know what, the stuff that's been happening for the last 40 years, even though my father taught it, it's wrong. It goes against what Allah and Rasulullah said, and we need to, maybe one of y'all will actually get the guts to do that. I doubt it. No one's holding their breath for that. But for sure, you guys in TMWay have to know, and some of you guys really do know, that none of these people have any type of leadership qualities whatsoever. The only close thing they have to being a leader is the qualities related to being a tyrant. And that's it.
Very well said. You have any questions from outside the chat?
Let's see.
I don't see any here on YouTube.
Let's see.
Who's
I don't think we have any questions.
No, I think we're good. Mark, want to close this out? Very well said. Got any questions for you?
Okay. Oh wow.
We
Okay,
don't have
yeah.
to do
No. Yeah, I wasn't expecting him doing anything.
No, you can just.
It don't have to be. It don't have to be an elaborate jump.
Okay. All right then. I mean, I guess that's enough for one night. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.